Welcome back to the Andrew Lawton Show. Very special edition of the Andrew Lawton Show, broadcasting from the Children's Hospital Atrium as part of the Chorus Radiothon, an amazing event that we get the privilege of participating in every year. And this show jam-packed with people that have been directly impacted by the work they do at Children's, people that are part of that work, doctors, nurses, researchers. I wanted to talk to one of the community partners that has really been supporting Children's Hospital, and that's a company that many of you may actually be familiar with, a local company, Execulink, the telecom provider who is sponsoring Children's Hospital, doing a lot of work for them, and actually has in the staff there a very personal connection to Children's that we'll explain about in just a couple of moments here. Joining me on the line are Ian Stevens, President and CEO of Execulink, and Heather Enns, recruitment specialist at Execulink as well. Ian, Heather, great to have you both on the show. Thanks very much for joining us and supporting this cause.
Thank you.
So let's talk a little bit about the support for it. A lot of people know Execulink from the services that are offered, but like any other company that's typically operating in a community, there's a lot more heart to it. And I think we're seeing this in you guys coming up and stepping up to the plate with the Radiothon and with Children's in general.
Yeah, you're right. Our vision is to enhance the lifestyle of our customers at home, work, and play. We do this every day by delivering an awesome experience for their internet, TV, and phone technologies. But what Children's Health Foundation is doing is providing an awesome experience for the families, for those that are going through some of the worst possible moments of their lives. And today, we are giving $5 to the Children's Health Foundation for every tweet that uses the hashtag ExeculinkCares.
Why support this? Why pick this organization of all the ones that you could in London and elsewhere in the community?
Well, Heather's child, Peyton, went through a really life-changing experience. Maybe Heather can talk about that in a moment. But as they're going through it, we recognized that the Children's Health Foundation was doing more than just, helping a child get better, helping Peyton get better. The doctors, the nurses, Ollie the Clown, the kids' playground, child life, the toys, art therapy, music therapy, and celebrating successes that happened as Peyton's was getting better was just absolutely fantastic. But they couldn't do it without the help of our community, and whether that's an individual giving or Execulink giving back. That was just something that we felt we needed to do since they're doing such a great job.
I want to hear a little bit about that story, if I can, please, Heather, because one of the things, any year that I've done this, and every time I talk to people and families and individual children that have gone through this, they always say something very similar to what Ian said there, that this goes beyond just healthcare. It's not just where you go to the hospital, you see your doctor, and that's it. What Children's is really doing is offering a community around that care as well, and it sounds like you were getting that not only at work, but also at the hospital itself.
Absolutely. I'm sitting here nodding my head at everything that you're saying. Peyton was a very healthy child until she wasn't. June 19th of 2017, so just this past year, within a matter of days, so from a Thursday to a Monday, basically, she went from being okay to being very sick. And we got a diagnosis on the Monday of acute lymphoblastic leukemia, and your world shatters. And at the hospital, the doctors and nurses are there to support you and hold you up and do the treatment. But it's the things that Children's Health Foundation that provides that really make a huge difference in your experience of those treatments, both as a family and for the children. So things like Ollie the Clown, child life services, art therapy, music therapy, really put a positive turn to the experience.
For sure, and I don't want to get into the nuts and bolts of the healthcare system in Ontario, but I will say that a lot of the times when we do this event, people will say, what is it we're paying for? I thought our tax dollars already go to that, and they do to the care, but anything above and beyond, those services you just mentioned, these comforts, these things that really help take a child and their family through a really tumultuous time. I mean, through a time that can be so terrifying and so stressful. All of those things are really coming from donors and from people that are stepping up to the plate, from companies like Execulink.
That's right. And you think about it, I mean, we could just do the nuts and bolts part of it, but you're dealing with a child who doesn't have a concept of community or what life is like without a diagnosis like this at 4.5 years old. And those child life services really put that structure and safety around it for them to process what's going on for them in a positive way. Makes all the difference in the world.
You know, a lot of the times, this is, I think, my third year doing the Chorus Radiothon, if memory serves, and we see a lot of the same people coming back year after year, because even though sometimes the health things go away, that's certainly the hope of it, or gets more manageable, there's always a piece of people's lives that it seems like continues to live on at Children's, and that's really moving to see, just people that have what, again, is so easy to detest, being in hospital, but still there is a family. There's a family there, and a family of people that even years after people have been in treatment seems to persist.
That's right. We will never, ever, ever forget what Children's Health Foundation has done for Peyton and for our family. We have a bond with these people who have supported us like no other. I mean, there's just no description. You go through one of the worst times of your life, one of the scariest, most heartbreaking times, and they are there for you and supporting you. There just is, there's not enough thank yous that you can say for it. We're just so grateful.
I wanted to go back to you, Ian, on that idea in the workplace itself. How do you structure a working environment where that attitude is there as well, that, you know what, these people that are working for us, they may be employees, but we've got to support them. And it sounds like that's a big part of the connection that Execulink has now to the Children's Health Foundation.
Well, it is, and, you know, it's an interesting question because, you know, when Heather came and said, you know, this is what's going on with Peyton, you know, we were able to make changes here, and Heather took several weeks, months and a half off just to be with Peyton in the hospital and to cope through it all. And, you know, it really lives our values as a company that, you know, it's just not about great services to our customers, but it's also about our team. Our team is very important, and Heather, and by extension Peyton and Dave, are very important to us as well. And we were able to support Heather and Dave not only when Peyton first got ill, but also we've been able to help out not only with this gift, but also with ongoing kind of schedule adjustments to help Heather when Peyton has some other treatments that are coming along. And we know that for the next couple of years that, you know, that's something that we will want to continue to do.
And if I may, I mean, it's really, I think, important to hear this coming from the telecom space, which, let's face it, telecom companies get a bit of a big bad rap when we look at the mammoth corporate faces and whatnot. It's good to see the contrast in a community-focused telecom company.
Well, thank you. And it's something we try to do. You know, we want to connect our customers to everything that matters and give them an awesome experience. And that you can't do that. You can't say that to your customers without doing it to your staff, for your staff as well. So, you know, that's important to us, to be part of the community, to keep giving back to the community, to use, you know, our giving to not only focus on science, technology, engineering, math, which is a key focus to us, but also active living and youth. It's part of what we do is give back.
So you mentioned some numbers at the beginning of this interview. I'm hoping you could give people a little bit of a reminder of those and what the stakes are for how people can help today, right now.
Sure. So we ask everyone who can give what they can. We're going to give $5 for every tweet that uses the hashtag Execulink Cares, and we hope that you know, we're going to get 1,000 tweets.
All right. Well, we'll be tweeting that out in the next few seconds here ourselves, and hope everyone listening in can as well. Joining me on the line, Ian Stevens, President and CEO of Execulink, and Heather Enns, Recruitment Specialist at Execulink as well. Ian, Heather, thank you both so much for your support and for coming on the show today. Great chatting with you.
Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you.
We have got to take a quick break. It is the Chorus Radiothon for Children's, broadcasting from the atrium at Children's